brought down from God's presence and shared with the nation of Israel. And in Mark 2, Jesus kind of sets the Sabbath on its head when he says that man was not made for the Sabbath, but Sabbath for man. And I think that idea of Sabbath, that idea of rest, of slowing down, of spending some time with God can be really difficult for us, not just in today's world, but I think in general, it's hard to understand how we live out Sabbath. And so I'm excited about today. Charlie is going to talk about Sabbath and hopefully bring some new insights for us as we understand what Sabbath means and how to apply that in our lives. Well, you know, when we've been talking to Charlie about coming out, we promised amazing Pikes Peak views, gorgeous sunsets. Yeah, she got a whole lot of, Pacific Northwest weather. So, would you guys make up for the lack of Pikes Peak views with a really warm Colorado welcome?
Listen, I love being here. Don't let anybody tell you any different. You guys are fantastic. There's no lack to be made up for. I'm so glad to be with you guys this morning. So happy to be here. I am going to be talking about the Sabbath, but I'm going to start perhaps in an unexpected passage. Last night, was anybody not here last night? Okay, a few people who weren't able to make it last night. Last night, we talked about the importance of reading the Word of God, as Kurt just mentioned. And one of the things we said we should do when we read Scripture is look for God, and then you get the God shot, your snapshot of God and His character. So when we read Scripture, we want to look for God. And we talked about a few of the ways we do that. Like, what do we look for when we look for God? So as a refresher, and as first-time information for those of you who didn't make it last night, we talked about ways we can look for God is look for what He loves, look for what He hates, look for what He says, look for what He does, for what motivates Him to do what He does. Those are the things we're looking for. Names and attributes of His character are some of the things we'll find along the way.